ya ntse la ka bona setlhopha se na le setlhopha sa basadi go itumedisa thata wena Thando ka jalo jaaka o buile bana setlhopha sa basadi ga ke itse ra go ba bona le ntse lake jaaka bana ba tlhasela jano TS Galaxy go latlha go nakoti go bo gore pa Mokti Timax watch me go watch me nay Neymar Abasa
Yeah,
do it. Oh, it's a laptop, the computer. Do it. Arabon, Holekio, Sergio, Orutul, Aromera Cupele, Holakoti, Omoripa. Woo! Moting Abasa Quilewa Yatsanya Letoa, Mpokatang, Sergio, Jazin
ayakhona ngapha Eastern Cape uqala basibona ke manje lapha Sadansi Sefo wala kahla ayilalela bavala umkhukhu njengoba babona.
Disky lovers, good evening and welcome to your favorite place on Monday at 6 o'clock. Coscarino is currently taking my guys through a warm-up session. That's why I'm a bit lonely in the studio at the moment, but lonely we won't be for the show. The season has reached its halfway in juncture and lots of things to speak about. Mohamed Bamji has finally lost the game almost after 2 years of consistency. We chat down and speak about that. Coscarino breaks down some of the players that have really stood out and performed. And then the guys will tell you who they've loved, who they've seen improve, and to really give you, the youngster at home, hashtag your time to shine. So if you want to know if you're a commentator's favorite, stay tuned to this show to find out.
Tiro! Looks up, Tiro! Oh no! Salele still can't hit! Kaizer Chiefs can't find the back of the net! And it's offside!
So finally, Coach Coscarino has decided to give me back my boys. And of course, I've changed the formation this week round. It's a 4-3-3. Usfiso, like he likes it. Use Siswini in the center. On his side, he has Lebu. And on his left, Ora. Gents, how was the warm-up? Coscarino, I hear he says he has dope drills. How was that?
I'm still huffing and puffing. Yeah, no, hi.
Tough.
Yeah.
One more question then. How did you boys like my Oscar performance? Am I ready to host the Oscars?
100%. I clean.
Kaza maisi ya pambi ne. Oh,
Ukataka red carpet. The red carpet fella.
red carpet only.
Yeah.
That's all that I'm missing.
Yeah.
Super Sports, red carpet, yabo. Let's operate. But boys, so happy to have you sit down and do this thing one more time. We finally reached the halfway in juncture in the season. Things have shaken up, things have changed. But of course, we like to keep it fresh and juicy. So I have another ace up my sleeve for the boys. So we've mentioned it, that this episode is to highlight the star players that have performed well, the players that have improved, and the teams that have performed decently. So, of course, then yesterday, one of the most exciting games in the Gauteng Development League, under 13-wise, I think truly has captured some of the essence of Gauteng Development League football, the fact that it's possible, it's open, this division, and it's open for anyone to win. Yeah. Mohamed Bamji's Kaizer Chiefs losing for the very first time yesterday to TS Galaxy, 1-0, beating a streak that spanned almost 26 months. Lebu, Kaizer Chiefs frantic after that.
Ntsala ke batla re bue ka TS Galaxy ka mogone ba tshameka ka teng. Ke tlo go bolela ka yone back four ya bona ntsala ke mo go nota bogene all the way to Peter wa ona apere o ingana tisaliwa e ka re jalo ke kubo ntsala ke na sa gone go dira sepe inganathi re bue jela ka ene Sanele Mngube jersey number 5 re bue ka Andile Mpanza be re feletsa ka Neo Mdluli ntsala ke ba bontshitse mabane gore ba tlile ka game plan mo motshamekong ka gone Chiefs ra itse rotle gore bo gale thata fela mabane re bone gore ne ba se gone go dira sepe ka gone TS Galaxy tlile ka plan ka jalo Chiefs ka mo go ba tshamekang ka teng right gore ba kotsi ba tsenela ntsala ke ba phunya fela TS Galaxy ba buile semomozo buile re batla go le bontsha utlwe go le itse re go latlhegela fandag Chiefs ke rona ka jalo ba tshamekile bontle ntsala ke bone mogare gampa le bala Sianda Twala mo captain o na tshwere ntsala ke adintsha dithago tse le mogare gampa le bala ka jalo TS Galaxy tshwantre ne mabloma yone ntsala.
So obviously TS Galaxy came into the game then and they had said that no, they want to prove a point. That we heard what you guys said on the show and we come out and we're going to defy the odds. Is it a big stumbling block for Mohamed Bamji, or is losing part and parcel of development.
a ke nagane gore ke stumbling block ke motshameko wa kgwele ya dinao ne re itse gore ya tla gore le ne re sa itse gore e tlo tla le mare gona ne ntse re itse gore e tlo tla nako ya gore a latlhagelwa ke motshameko kgotsa a tshameke maleka ga o ka lebelela motshameko wa under 13 pila ne ke nagana gore o tlo fela ka maleka a le fela setlhopha mme fela re bone TS Galaxy ga mo karolong ya bobedi ba kgona go emelisa ba ipabula ka makgabane ke bone Mohamed Bamji a apola jacket a ke re na apere jacket e ke a latlhela mo bankeng ka re ke tshepa ba tshabetsa ope ka yone gonne o ne o bona gore maikutlo a gagwe man ga itumela ka mokgwa basimane ba tshamekang ka teng le ka mokgwa nna ntsha ditaelo ka teng o bona gore no man go na le sengwe se e leng gore ga se tsamaye sentle go Mohamed Bamji.
Sfiso, chat to me about the pressure element, right? Because Mohamed Bamji he's spoken about that, the fact that somewhat now there's a show and then now these kids need to almost be performing week in, week out. Does this loss alleviate some of that pressure?
Yabona wena Thando into nje ngifuna ukuqala ngayo ngifuna ukuqala ngithi ithi kushu mshini
wasethokoza
yantwana imnandi so into ngike ngakhuluma naye Mohamed Bamji yabona uthi ever since thina hlale sithi undefeated so wonke ama team afaka 150% ukuzomudla so no ngobe sedliwe ipressure ithi ukurelax kancane usengakhona ukuphefumula manje usekwazile ngoba ngize nolunga nobele ethi ayi saziba mnandi ke leli kule so ipressure isiyehla kancane but mina bengafuni edliwe Chiefs because le intwana lezi edlalayo lezi zamanda 13 ezinye beyiququmezeleka like beziba nalento ukuthi sifuna ukudlala wonke ama 13 wabona ama games akhona bemnandi kanjani because ade bethi sifuna ukushaya iChiefs sifuna ukushaya iChiefs manje ngoba isidliwe isazoba khona lo motivation asazi but ipressure ngoMohamed Bamji isiyehlile manje because angesisaloku sithi undefeated so usengadliwa anytime seku right manje.
Let's talk then about one point. You mentioned Lunga Nobela.
Yeah.
He's the coach of Mamelodi Sundowns. He must have been over the moon after Mohamed Bamji lost yesterday. It now means that they're in the 13th division. They're only 5 points now behind Chiefs at the halfway points. I want us to speak about one point that Lunga's always brought up, and that's the fact that Chiefs maybe don't have the squad depth, only 16 players, and missing a striker, a proper reference point up front. So I want us to discuss that. Beba shorter, Baya shorter, are they tired? Is it a factor?
Lunga Nobela o tlhagisitse ntho engwe le gore ra itse le gore ke makawana ba santsene ba le banyane yaanong go tshabellwa ke malwetse gape ke se se leng se gore o se tlhagisitse gore ga ba lwala o kra di player ga lwala ga ba le ko Jimmy ba khona o tshelana bonolo o kra go lwala player tse 4 tse 5 o kila tla tlo tshameka le panorama a shota Lunga Nobela re bone gore go diragetseng kae so nagana ona le di player tse 3 tse di lwalang you got 3 injured gona le ka bona le la ga mosimane le tlhango pele ga yo gona no o khona bona gore ga se yo go diragalang ka setlhopha sa Kaizer Chiefs so nka ri alo ke re Mohamed Bamji ngare go tlo nna le bothatanyana mo karolong ya bobedi ya setla
yazi ngaphandle asibekele eceleni yokushota yona Thando into engicabangayo enye yazi umqondo womuntu ohlale wina njalo wo affect yakho because TS Galaxy lapha they've got nothing to lose that's number 1 and intwana lezi amanda 13 so nasemqondweni weintwana mfethu nazo leyo pressure leyo bayifilile kakhulu yabona so ngicanga ukuthi nawo leyo pressure because bubona inganathi ade sebedlala ngenhliziyo befuna ukuyokho so and intwana ezincane lezi so leyo pressure I think ukudliwa kwabo izoyehlisa ipressure intwana because intwana zingamanda 13 mfethu TS Galaxy iye lapha nathi hayi we've got nothing to lose team so idlala ibhola so intwana bubona ukuthi ifuna ukuwina and iba right but ayikho right kakhulu mayenzeke intwana ezincane lo pressure kanjalo so ngicanga ukuthi nayo lento le bashayile simo somqondo
Lebza
ke go tlile bua ka re atlegile pitso ka gore ona seo maabane ka jalo bana tsaba swantse gore ba tsetsa nkitso hlalelo ile gore tshameka mogare gampa le bana fela mabana tshameka mo moragagane ya Ntando Nomvete ka jalo ne go sa bona le gore gona le motho ne ba shota kope ha re bua nnete ntse like ne go sna motho le gore ra mitse gore pitso o ntse ya o rata go nantsa a kgorumetsa go pele kwa o dira gore ba sekeletse ba sa relax ka jalo ma bana se o ratlegile pitso ke mo re boneng tankiso tlhalela tshameka le Ntando Nomvete go pele mo ile gore ne ba se effective ka gone tankiso o tletse go tshameka mogare ka jalo ma bana tshwantse gore a tle go itetela digwele mogare a go peanong ha tswa go pele a go morago ke matlo go korang go pele wa bona ka jalo ke akanya gore bona Thando le go lapa ntsa la go lapa go teng ha ona le ba tshameka le ba le some le borata ro ntsa like 16 players go tshameka 11 fela go bankeng ba baka ha ka lwala khotsa a go kwala di exam go tlhaga dilo mogare ka jalo ha o sna ba tshameki ba bang ba lapa week in week out ba tshameka ha gona le khobalo molwa go tsenyama ka jalo ke akanya gore Thando tshwantse ba le gore ba oketse ba tshameki ka gone ba banyana le some le borata 16 players a kena gano re ba feletse ntsa like.
Sure. So that's how it ended then, that dynasty, the Mohamed Bamji dynasty, I'd like to call it. broken at the hands and at the harm of TS Galaxy. So well done to TS Galaxy and well done to Kaizer Chiefs. I think they maintained it for such a long time and its development. So to be able to be consistent for that long, we do send you a shout out. We see you and we can't wait for the next run and potentially more teams to have similar runs to that. But the focus of this particular segment, boys, we wanted to discuss some of the top performing teams, some of the most improved youngsters, and really some of the boys to look out for them at home to also enjoy and see that, hey, at least I am being recognized.
Yeah.
Let's start with the youngsters that you guys have found to be the most improved. Lebo, maybe you can take me through some of the under-13s that you're a specialist of.
Ntsala ke a go tloa mo le gore most improved player ke tlhopile jalo e tshepang dikgwamaje right back ya super sport ke ne ke gasa maloba ke re ke tshepile tshepile dikgwamaje le ka bona le lentsala ke di-tackle tsa di dirang go morago ka mokgwa a overlapang ka teng o kgona gore a ye ko pele ntsalake ha fetsa boele go morago a bo segile tsa ka jalo ke nagana go ya ka nna ke motshameki le gore o improvile thata e le tshepang dikgwamaje fa o lebelela gape ntsalake go motshameki mo le bare ke Inganathi Saliwa wa mitsi.
But would you say he's most improved or his best just outright? Because
Okay.
has he improved or he's always been
a
good?
re dire jaana ke go simola ka most improved tshepang dikgwamaje Super Sport United ke tlhatore ke ye ko fatshe ntsalake ke re the best player ko under 13 go ya ka nna
Yeah.
ke Inganathi Saliwa ntsalake maro sa lebala ko Sevens Academy go motshameki mongwe jersey number 11 ba re ke Simphiwe Mbogazi umshato ka ma 11 wa para jersey number 11 mangena ntsalake o bogale thata o mo lebelle ka gonne le Sevens Academy ba batla Kaizer Chiefs ka jalo ha re boa ba go tshameka le Chiefs ga re tlo go diragalang ntsalake ka jalo ha ke tlhatloga ke ya ko fatshe ntsalake ke the most improved team of this quarter Sevens Academy ba nosa ne re nagana gore ba nosa ka gonne ke School of Excellence ka lo a ba dire sentle fela ba nosa week in week out Highlands Park ba itele 9-0 ba ita jalo School of Excellence 10-0 ntsalake ka jalo Sevens Academy ba mo top 4 gone ano ke bua ka yone Sevens Academy me
We'll
fairly
get back to Sevens, Libs. I want to stick with the players and then
Yes.
we'll do the teams at the end.
Yeah, okay,
So I
okay.
hear Sevens, I hear your Saliwa, and I hear your other player. I want to go to the under 15s for the purposes of time. Right? So I'm going to go to Sfiso.
okay.
Sfiso, similar formats. Most improved, best player.
yabona ikakhulukazi laphana mina wena Thando manda 15 bengiphethe player laphana balibiza ngomureri we School of Excellence
hayi lale
bambiza ngobeast and apparently sizwile ukuthi emalangeni khona lapha ezobe khona uzombona emalangeni khona lapha azobe khona yabona so kuno beast laphana mfethu and then ama improve kakhulu ebengibheke to look out for ku next quarter bekuyena ke laphana omureri ngahamba ngaya laphana kuma under 17 nama under 19 lentwana kahle kahle iqualify ukudlala kuma under 17 because ina 16 kuphela e Highlands Park but idlala kuma under 19 Egan Freeze Egan Freeze emumva ukhona phambili madliwa ukhona i-free kick igoli ufana uRoyce Malachi
Imote bizarre.
so ngiyazi ukuthi uLebza yabona uyamanda 13 mara le player I had ukuthi ngilahlele jersey number 15 ngilifakile la lisebe weSundowns
Afraid. Lunga's proud hearing that. We love it. Isibe.
ngithema ngimtshela uLebza wathi eish yikho ngishilo ngathi hey man mina player ngwakhohliwe
The thing is, Fiso, that's true, right? Because there's so many players that it's so difficult to capture all of the youngsters in this small period of time. But obviously, just a few names that come to our head. All right, let's go to you. Most improved, best player, 17s.
Best player 17 tla go simolla ka team ke re best player best team this quarter ke bana ile Randburg FC bana le ene ya under 17 bana le Abel Nyoni motshameko wa maloba wa Super Sport United re bone ga nne re le kwa gore ba phagamisitse le ga ba tsalla ko morago ne re bua ka yona gore le ga Randburg FC ba saletse ko morago wa khona bona gore ba tshameka kgwele ya bona e ba tlwaetseng go e tshameka ga ke ya ko under 17 best player I'll stick with him e turayo Royce Malachi ever consistent Royce Malachi and then happening versatile he can play anywhere in the field you send him forward he'll play you send him at the back he will play give him a free kick
Free kick is a goal.
it is
another free
at any time and then le under 17 ke latlhetse MPH Mphomolepo wa Mamelodi Sundowns
Superstar.
why ya pa mo khubung ya lebala le ene ka free kick o kotsi Mphomolepo.
Let's go with the 19s then. I'm going to go 1-1-1 because we haven't gone the 19s at all.
Yeah.
So Lebza, give me your best under 19 player.
naledi ya masa mphatlhalatsaneng kgoro sekgoro
Naledi Khos.
steroids
Yeah.
maalalela
What is it? The disclaimer, his nickname is steroids. The kid isn't on steroids. He's just so good. It's as if he's on steroids. Yep. Naledi Khobe.
ke mo itsile a tshameka as a left back jiki ke center back jiki ke super 6 jiki wa nosa ay man ante motshameko o tshameka ka o khopotsa Royce Malachile so
Yeah.
ntsala ke na le dikgobe ke motshameko ke mo lebeletseng thata ka gona ha fiwa tšhono ntsala ke wa tshameka wa ya go pele wa defender mo gare ga mpa o kgone go laola ka jalo go ya ka nna under 19 hands down na le dikgobe
Mpoketang.
Mpoketang. Beautiful goal yesterday. I think that was unanimously our goal of the week. Mpoketang.
Mpoketang. Angifuni nje ukulokhu
You don't want to explain.
Mpoketang.
That's it.
Sergio, mfana wa Thaba Busiwo. Qaqo.
None.
ai ke tla tsamaya le mosireletsi Sima Bobo
Sima Bobo.
ai Sima Bobo de wa dlalang backline ya gagwe ka teng o mo relaxed
Yeah.
ga ba paratlhang ga etse relaxed and then do the basics right o top phone.
So those are some of the youngsters that the guys have enjoyed watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed some of those names and resonated with them too. We're going to go one more round now, and then we're going to do the teams now. We're going to go most improved overall now. I want you to look at the team that's improved throughout because it will take some time to go to 13 through to 19. So I'm going to go most improved and best teams. We'll start with you, Leba. You'll give me your most improved, you'll give me your best.
wa bona ntse like most improved Sundowns ngwa go fitileng ba feritse lega on position 2 ba ne ba lla gore ba latlhegetse kgatlhano le Highlands Park o ile gore ke ditshimega tsa under 19 tse tlhase ntse like ga se ba latlhegile under 19 go ya ka nna the most improved team tse tlhase Mamelodi Sundowns under 19
But you see, Lebo, I'm going to ask you a question then. Are they improved or they've always been good, right? Because you can always improve, but okay, just maybe you can elaborate.
tla ke tlhalose sentle ntse like Mamelodi Sundowns ngwa go fitile ne ba leka go tshameka fela ne ba sa kgone go bona dipholo the result were not coming ka jalo se tlhase ba ipuritse go ra go pele Taco Blue ra go pele a se ba latlhegile go tlhela ka jalo go ka nna ba improve go ha ka lebella ngwa go fitile mo nako e rile mo gone ne ba se mo ba leng teng go fela gone ya no re mo halfway ya kere ba go number 1 ga se ba latlhegile so go ka nna ke go improve ntsa like
Give me your best team then, Lebza.
under 19 Hey, Tando, ke go tsamaya le Mamelodi Sundowns.
So your most improved and your best Sundowns.
Ari bua ka dipalopalo. Ari bua di-stats.
Yeah.
Ke number man Sundowns go nano. Ke number 1.
Mangena utansi sefo unuthini kasi brother.
So abantu abaningi ngiyazi eKasilamba zothi hayi mhlawumbe uzothi mama Katuras happy. But Randburg AFC most improved. Randburg AFC ngiyenzile ku Randburg AFC Friendship Cup uyibonile noma ngekathi dlane Super Sport United from under 13 kuya le under 19 improvile kakhulu ingakho nama under 15 akhona kwazi ukuhamba yaphesheya yazohamba yaphesheya yodlala kamnandi improvile Randburg AFC best team athiwa siyayibheka ngokwami ngizothi amakhosi
Best
Chiefs
team.
yeah best team mina ngokwami Kaizer Chiefs because mawuyibala yonke ngibala nje konke from under 13 kuya le 19 ma 19 wona ngiyakutshela izolo ukuthi awakangidlaleli le bhola engilifunayo but then best team ngokwami Kaizer Chiefs.
Wait, why bangadlaleli ibhola olufunayo? What would you like David Matebula and his team to do better? Because you say you don't enjoy their style of football.
No ngiya-enjoy but then abaka man labajida bane potential ebhaya man
Ringa ndoda
ngifila ngazuthi no akusukwaya bane potential ebhaya ngifila ngazuthi bengayistretcha yabona siyakhuluma ngoSima Bobo uNtswempu ne but kunalawo man ubona ukuthi man ngabe uliphushile ngabe uliphushile ibhola ngabe uliphasanga lapha because space is khona ngabe uattackile but I feel ngathi bakhona into abangayenza eMoy Kaizer Chiefs under 19 yabo from under 13 I'm like mangiceda uyibuka I'm like dedela under 19 I feel ngathi khona into abangayenza but then yeah under 19 Kaizer Chiefs best team most
Let's
improved
end with Mr. Katinka Tong then.
Na ke tla re best team ya ka e tla nna Mamelodi Sundowns ke fa hands down Mamelodi Sundowns best team and then ga ke tsa ke lebella ke re most improved team this season ke lebella setlhopha sa Highlands Park ba ntse go maemong a bone gona jaanong wa bona gore ba latella mo seasoning e fitileng ne le bona ba feng so gona no wa bona gore ba latella ba ntse ba latella gore ba fitlhe ko le motshameko wa bona o tswile diatla so nka re ba improve.
Before we go to the break, I'm gonna rebut that quickly. I wanna need you to explain to me something. You say the most improved is Highlands Park.
Yeah.
But my question then will be that Highlands Park were the champions last year. And if they're sitting at position 3, how have they exactly improved?
ke lebeletse setlha se felas mo setlheng seno gore ba simolotse ba ntse ko kae ko maemong a ke di champion the expectation was ke ne le di champion last season a ba thome ka sekgatlha se se go godimo so o bone gore go na ditlhopha tse dingwe after a champion ba nna di-champion ditlhopha tse dingwe di ba fetile ko godimo ba ba bontshitse gore go na le ba bangwe ba e leng gore ba ka etsa botoka ga o simolola ko mogatleng o bo otla wa improve.
Okay, so that's the segment. We've highlighted some of the exciting players that we've enjoyed watching, some of the best performing teams. And while we continue with that breakdown with a man that's come 18 hours from Rio de Janeiro, from the Copa America, back to the studio. And he's come down with the stats of why exactly the teams we've highlighted are the teams that are performing. Stay tuned. Let's find out what Rio de Janeiro and Coach Coscarino has brought this time around. Big claims made by the gents in the first segment. Coach Coscarino is here in the second segment to justify it. He joins us on Coach's Corner along with Mr. Katong Rapeling Mukaki. Gentlemen, good evening. Coach, I'm in Copa America. You winning it? You're not winning it? So Palando, what's happening, man?
Hey, Tando, you're putting me on the spot again. But I wouldn't mind going to South America and analyzing, and then tell them who's going to win. But I'm going to just shut it for now.
Nandi. Coach,
Yeah.
Coach, what are we doing this evening on Coach's Corner?
Look, my man, as the league has been progressing, we've been, and you guys have also highlighted important players, important teams, who's the best loser, who's performing best, and there's some controversy there with how do you justify best team and not the best team. Now I'm here to tatamula di palo palo.
Coach.
Yeah.
Let's go through those palo
So
Coach.
when we start with the under-13s, Tando, we've seen that Kaizer Chiefs and everyone was looking to beat Kaizer Chiefs, which is fair, and you know that TS Galaxy now, under-13s, they are hyped up because they've beaten the proven champions, right? So on the under-13s, I'm going to compare what we can call the best team that has been there and the worst team, in my opinion, and in my Palo opinions, because these numbers, remember, numbers don't lie, and they are the worst team at this current moment, right? And they're sitting bottom of the log, and we're talking bottom and first on the log. So I'm talking about School of Excellence, and I'm gonna be comparing it to Kaizer Chiefs. So our talking points today will be mainly on, firstly, what are we prioritizing? As a structure, as a whole, if we are recruiting players, what are we prioritizing? Throughout the whole divisions, are we trying to say, okay, are we going to survive the GDL this season so that we don't get relegated? Or are we going to be a mid-table team? Or are we competing out and out? You understand? And here we have two different perspectives. With Kaizer Chiefs, everyone can see that they are competing. Everyone can see that they are delivering. These boys are hungry. And you saw even their faces yesterday when they lost that game, that they're not used to this. You understand? So now, when we talk about recruitment, my question comes to mind is that when School of Excellence are recruiting, I know there have been challenges there, and I know that the pedigree of players that they produce is of paramount quality. You can even tell by the youngster that's somewhere in Orlando there that's doing the magic.
At this stage, you compare School of Excellence le Kaizer Chiefs. You bona mar o khonne go ya raba gore ba nile le mathatanyana a go recruita the under 13.
But it's not justifying it. And I'm speaking fact here. When I say I'm comparing them to Kaizer Chiefs, it's because I'm not used to seeing them struggle like this in the under 13s. You understand? So it's my concern. You get it? And when you look at their season, when they start, 2018 for instance, Kaizer Chiefs came 5th, and now we're talking benchmarks. Kaizer Chiefs came 5th, and then they came 12th. Okay, it's fine. And then 2019, Kaizer Chiefs 8th, you can sort of like say their graph is now dropping. And then they came 13th. So they are also dropping. Now, they came 2nd when we had that COVID season where we only played 4 games. So that doesn't count for me. And then 2021, 14 games in, Kaizer Chiefs came 10th. Now their graph dropped. You understand? Yeah. So these slumps, they are there. You experience that in the football industry. But when it comes to School of Excellence now, on that 2021, now they came 6th. It means that their graph is ascending. You understand? And then the following season, now 2022, they came last on the log. 2022, Kaizer Chiefs came first on the log. 2023 came first on the log. 2024, where are they now? Guess.
First. Once it goes through.
You
But
get it.
le ga o lebella dingwaga tseo coach Cos ka tsaya ke lebella gore ka fa setlhopeng se sa Kaizer Chiefs ga ke lebella metshameko e leng gore ba tsamaile ba e latlhegelwa ga o buile ka setlha sa 2018 ba tsamaile ba fetsa ba tshamekile metshameko e le 19 ba latlhegelwa metshameko e le 4 ga ke tsaya ke lebella graph no bua ka yone ke bona metshameko ya Kaizer Chiefs e leng gore ba tsamaya ba latlhegelwa ntse gap ya teng ya tswalega ga se improvement eo.
It is improvement, and I'm happy to say that they are improving because their priorities, where are their priorities? You know, where their priorities lie. When you recruit players, remember in episode 5, we spoke about recruitment. We spoke about the criteria. Now, you have a criteria in place that now you when I'm a trial, Tando, and now you're calling players, but now your paperwork has to inform you.
Yeah.
You don't have to discard it. But in my opinion, it's like now we're saying, okay, now we're recruiting players for recruiting players because we're getting battered. We're beaten every day. These players are not motivated to play.
But the School of Excellence is one of the best academies in the country.
Now that's my
that's
concern.
a bit strange.
That's my concern, Tando, is that we are expecting them to produce quality and competitive athletes. So they're not competing at this current moment. And you know, these boardroom issues, they're affecting our players.
But I don't understand, to be honest, because I've asked you this a couple of times. School of Excellence, so good, should be so good under 13-wise. Many youngsters want to go play there. What's not happening?
Jaaka re buile gore ga se tlhase tsimola ka for School of Excellence mathata a teng jaaka ga bua gore boardroom ya affecta di players. Yes, ke dumelana le yone fully. Go araba potso ga o ratong potsa yone Thando Mjiako. Yes, School of Excellence is still producing the play. But teng ba ileng gore ba teng go na ba tshameka go
Mofokeng scored the winner in the Nedbank Cup final.
But teng ke bona ba ke buang ka bone bo kutlwana le tlhaku o teng o editse debut ya gagwe go setlhophe se se tona sa Mamelodi Sundowns. Siyabonga Mabena, the new one. Go na le batshameki ba bangwe go School of Excellence ga jana ba bane go setlheng se se latelang kgotsa mo kotareng e latelang o tlo ba bona ba le ko kae go na le setlhopha se sengwe se batla yang go sone ke tshepa ga ba tsena go setlhopheng seo go tlo tlhatloga makawana a mangwe ba ileng gore bo lebogang mosane ba kae ba ile ko Mamelodi Sundowns ba possible ba etse debut tsa bone ko DDC or ba ye ko PSL.
Yeah. Mara, ora, let's not say when they get somewhere then they'll flourish. Let them flourish where they are now. I want them to flourish where they are now so that immediately once they get to the national setup, then we know that these boys are straight from school. I understand the dynamics as to the School of Excellence most probably. I do not know. Maybe they expect
the resources gore ga o batla gore ba tlhatlhose ba flourish go ba lente ga ona gana gore le khanya di resources e tshameka karolo mo.
It is in place. That's why I'm saying boardroom issues affect our players. These issues, they do affect. Now, let's move on, Tando, without any wasting time.
To the newcomers, coach, of course, there's new teams that have come. How have they performed in the league?
So on the under 15th, I'm going to check our newcomers, which is NW Val. 18 Moyen.
As a coach, 18 hours.
And then East End Athletic Club. Well, to compare these two on the under 15s, NW is really struggling. And my question comes again that we have an institution that is properly resourced, that is also struggling in this sense. But in this occasion, I can safely say that I can give them leeway because they're still trying to find themselves in the GDL. They're still trying to compete there and there, but they are last on the log and they're not even competing as we would expect them to compete because I know them. Those guys, my former colleagues are there. They are coaching there, and the quality that they can produce is. But come end of the season, Harry, I know you're gonna argue this, but let's talk in September. Let's talk in. They'll be out of that September.
Why are you arguing? Is there go to that? Kanya go to if it is a go. NW khabar fa se pese lo re se ka berka. A re tla wana nna yo team ba bua la go tlase.
I understand.
We're more halfway the season. Yes. Possibility ya gore ga kotara e bua ba ke setlhopha se feng gore ba motshameko ba winne ke motshameko fe Eastern Athletic yes ba bona gore ba
they are 13th on the log. Eastern is 13th on the log, under 15 by the way, and then NW Val is 18th on the log, and they have a lot of work to do. They need to come back guns blazing. If they do not, and the first 4 or 5 games will definitely tell you where they are going. If they are not collecting points by then, we know GDL. GDL is is a savage. GDL it can kill you.
Hey,
Coach Koska, ra gore ga NW e tla from ko tlase go promotional league ya GDL. Ga batla go godimo. Na ba sa itse gore what is there to expect?
They knew.
Re bone ga Eastern Atletico ba tlile ko Nechurana ga batlo
Atletico.
Yeah, Atletico. Ga batlo fiwa sejana sa bona gore ba gapile kwa. O no bona gore ba ikaeletse gore they very hungry to go on the GDL. They coming to compete kada. So NW you
No. Look, with NW, I believe there's still room for potential. I believe they can come back from this dark place. I think they do. I'm talking quality. I'm talking experience-wise. They have a lot of experience. Those guys that are working, they have experience. The quality of players they have, they can come back from this slump. But speaking about East End has surprised a lot of teams. East End have, most especially on the under-19s.
They drew against Chiefs, I think, also, yeah.
Yes, they've surprised a lot of teams.
Yeah.
And it also, it doesn't pain me as much, but they beaten me 2-1, but I was impressed with their quality. No, don't even go there.
That's the best response I've ever heard from a coach. You know, coaches never give the other team their flowers. Coach.
But they have quality, those guys. And you would swear that East End is just a team that has been promoted now. What do they know? My man, get into the field of play. You'll see what they know.
But
they are hunger. Sometimes the team is atomic. Just looking at the team, sitting together. Ba opela dipina ba ntse ba botlhwa bona gore fa gona le stop. Ka mo go ba jelang ka teng le coach ya bone wa tsamaya le bone.
Yeah, but we're expecting them to definitely compete. And this also proves that the promotional league of the GDL is very competitive. Proves that. And we saw some teams from the A stream going down there. I hope they will definitely learn and come back.
Eastern Atletico re ka bona le ska makala ile ko GDL top 8 most classes lang.
No, coach,
let's carry on. Let's carry on.
The age groups.
Now, guys, we're going to go to the surprise packages, and I'm with a smile here because I know a lot of people were not expecting this. But last year they've been competing. Resa under 17 is giving people the run for their money, and a lot of teams are definitely undermining the under 17s that we have. We have the cream of the crop. And I know you guys, you always ask me, hey, Kabelo, Lomfana, where's that? Hey, he needs to move. No. No one is moving. Relax. No one is moving. Yeah. We need to cook. And then once we've cooked, then we are going to unleash a lot.
Hey, that
of
means
players.
you're going to have a nice team next year. Those under 17s are all going to come to you.
No. For next year, we don't discuss next year. Let's give them the flowers now. Yeah. Those boys are competing, guys. And currently in the Engine Cup, they are giving it their all. But them and Runback are the surprise packages for the season in the under 17s because they are giving Mamelodi Sundowns the run for their money.
Le Runback FC ba ntse mo maemong a bobedi gona jaanong. Yeah. And wa bona gore ba se kukumetse le ga ba tshameka wa khona bona gore they are really challenging for the title go the division.
And they're playing with intent. Yeah. They're playing with intent. You can even tell by the coach's instruction from the bench that immediately once this guy gets fired up, whoa, there's something to play for here. But I'm very, very impressed because Runback has played 16 games and they've won 10 from that 16, drew 4, only lost 2. The same applies with Resa. They've drew 3 games and then lost 2. But also won 10 games with a game less than Runback. So it gives them the game in hand. And I hope that they will win that game in hand so they go second. And immediately once we get to second, Sundowns will feel the burning.
No propaganda, please, here, coach.
No propaganda, brother. But for sure. Yeah, but the race is very hot up there. And then let's move on, guys. The biggest losers and the biggest winners there in the under-19 division. We know that Ntalake has been saying that his best team is the team that's yellow and the most improved team.
Yeah, he loves them.
He loves them. He really loves them. But I'm agreeing with him because Sundowns this current season in the under-19s, they are the best team. They are the best team. They have not lost. And they've been playing beautiful football ever since. And 2021 came fourth. 2022, they took it. 2023, they came second. And then this year, guess where they are? At the top. And then West Juniors, in my opinion, they are the worst team in the under-19 stream.
ra gore West Juniors re ka e balela ko bojomo Cosmos kwa le bone bo Northwest University.
I think I'm basing this due to their historic data and also the quality that they possess. You cannot have the quality, the cream of the crop.
Because they do have the quality. Lots of Pirates players. When we went to some of this list, lots of the Pirates youngsters are there at the West Juniors.
Yeah.
That's what I was about to ask you, Uti. What? So Abomufukeng are a certain different type of Pirates youngster?
You understand?
Because so many Pirates players there and they're not winning.
But Tando, why don't we speak about the environment that these boys are exposed to? Let's say, for instance, these boys are exposed to a good environment, and then Utati Timla Sekasi, same age group, and then you get them together, compete, you get a different result.
Yeah.
Who's more hungry? I think it's time for them to clean. I think they need to sweep off them.
o kila nna karolo ya Wits Juniors.
Yeah. No, I was part and parcel of the Vets Juniors.
So how re ba sweep go na le sengwe se o se itseng so
No, I don't know anything. I'm just opinionating. But yeah, that's just my view because 2021 they came 14th, 2022 15th, 2023 they came 18th, and then this year they are also on the bottom of the log. So it definitely raises eyebrows to say that the under-19s, we're expecting the higher division team to resemble what's happening down there. But if you are going to resemble them like this, then it gives a negative perception.
ra gore re ka ba tshwantsha le setlhopha se le sa Kagiso Porto wena le Thando le bua ka quality gore there's too much quality. Kagiso Porto le yona e ne too much quality mara bona gona no ba ile ko mogatleng. Yeah. So ra gore Wits le yone re ka
It's a big concern. Yeah, it's a big concern because you'll find that a lot of teams, they will have the cream of the crop, but they wouldn't know how to use it. We were discussing false positions now, and you would say that you can play a false position, but that's not true.
So ga go le yalo coach o bereka yang o fetola batshameki o fetola mokatisi ke eng se leng gore tshwantse
You get into their mind.
ka tokafatsa
You get into their mind and then get them to jail because they are a good team, and you can't say these boys can't play. You understand? But I think we need to just wrap it up there when Tate Ora. I think, Tando, we've discussed the best teams and the worst teams, the newcomers, and also comparing school and Kaizer Chiefs. I hope it has given a lot of insight to our viewers at home.
Oh, I think proper insight, coach, always coming from you. Listen, Copa America's playing. I think Brazil will be in action later today. Your flight is leaving you, man. You should get going. Ora, let's bring back the rest of the gang to find out what they make of Coscarino's justifications, and we build up to the next batch of the season that we'll have in July. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Back with the full complement and building up to the second half of the season, which of course is the Gauteng Development League. We say it all the time in commentaries. Fisto actually calls us Builders FC because we're always building and growing. But of course we want the sport to develop. We want the youngsters to play better. But also one of the points that we've spoken about many times in this season is officiating. And we certainly hope that in the second half of the season that can also be slightly better. Yesterday, a huge goal in the under-17 game. It in fact could have been a very brilliant goal, right? Because it's a goal from a corner. But was it really a goal?
I get tshabe Thando nna nka etsa ke late straight.
No goal.
They kentse le Sfisoko commentary. I was looking at everything e etsagetseng. At some point Khabari it's a goal. Ka ipotsa gore go etsagetseng cause if the keeper stretched out to go fetch the ball at the back and then push it back inside, he didn't even have to stretch out. He was standing, punched the ball, And then Liz Fiso was like,
Wasebenza
goalkeeper.
Sebenza food.
Yeah, ngithe sebenza futhi. Mangithi hawu unompempe uthi khona yabo.
To answer your question in short, for me, not a goal.
Akusile igoli wena Thando le yanto lena ngoba ngisho nano nompempe naye ubelokho ebuya kithi ethi ngicela ukuyibona mfethu ngicela maybe ngenza mistake belokho ebuya so nami because bese ngibona ukuthi ushawa nembezo ngathi hayi khuleka maybe goal so check but then bengazi mina ukuthi akusile goal just bengifuna ukuthi abe grand nje ngaleso sikhathi akulona igoli.
So are you saying to me that the referee kind of admitted that it wasn't a goal? Because there was a similar moment, I think it was in the Champions League where Real Madrid played against Bayern Munich, and there was the same offside call where that they didn't look at, and the linesman apparently said that I think maybe I was wrong, but in a sport, can you then say that after you make a call and then you come and say no, maybe I was wrong?
Wa bona ha ka fetola mogopolo ke a fela o ya go mothusing wa gago wena Thando ka jalo ga ya go mothusing wa gage o ile go Sfiso a go sheba VAR
Phela yithi VAR there we have the screen.
ha gona go ya go Sfiso re man kopa go ibona ka rasione go ra gore vele ai no ite wa ke le tswa
le the positioning ya moletsa phala o nantse mo 18 yard area mo the 18 arc o na eme fo a le bagane le motshwara dino ntho engwe gape ke boneng ke tlhele ke bua ka the positioning of the linesman very important for the linesman gore a eme mo
lining a
khone go bona cuz na tlo bona ga bolo ile it's linesman gore a gore line a saletse go morago ke mmone sentle motseregang o na le bagane le keeper o lebeletse a bona gore mothusa motsereganyi ga gona sepe sa sira ga bona gore tla ke etse decision
I gents, I hear you, Nep, but I want to ask you a question then, because we say that we are Builders SC, and there's been a couple of episodes now where we've come and we've critiqued some of the calls by the referees. We've spoken about it extensively. What can they do to improve, right? So Muzi Shangasha is watching this as a league coordinator. How do we make sure that in the second half of the season, it's better?
Wena Thando ba thomile ka di-course akere gore ba tsenye di-workshop tsa di-referee tsa GDL ba simolotse ko East Rand ga ke itse gore ba tsamaya bokgakala bo le bokanakang ngare kgwele ya dinao Thando go na le decision tse dingwe tse e leng gore you have to make a decision on the spot. So maybe the decision making, the linesmen, I think as well, they must get more involved in the game gore ba khona go thusa the referee, because I think if the linesmen can get more involved, I think the decisions that the referee di ka fetoganyana ke go ya ka nna se ke se bona.
So mara mina azintile po ngithi noma sengayenza workshop mfethu when it's Chiefs and Galaxy now and you need to make a call now nandaba ukuthi bakufundiseni.
So into kanjalo nathando, so into esinokuyibona ne baso angithi basobe u3 ama-linemen akhe ngiyayeka official yabona. So esinye isikhathi unokubona ukuthi laba abantu laba abazani boy 3, so at least if singathatha onompempe abazanayo so that mhlawumbe bazi ukuthi uref akasuke umuntu ogijima kakhulu, mina ngiyazi ngiyamkhavela ngihamba ngolineman wakhe ngiyomale mhlawumbe bathatha abantu abazanayo because kwabona abazani nabona mama bangibuza olineman nabo hayi decision ya ref nami ngiyazi yabona abazanga. Enye into ngibuyele kule question oyibuzile Thando ukuthi uyakwazi ukubuya uthi bu wrong. Onompempe izolo angifuna uqamba manga igame yakhe hayi ukuthi ube bad ilawo nje la mistake amancane, and enye into unompempe uyibona kayi-1 into, so uyakwazi ukubuyela uthi mfethu ngimpi phela uyibona kayi-1 ayifani nathi lokhu siphinda yona yenze once
with the
so
naked eye.
So uyakhona ukuthi masubona mistake yakho uthi bengi wrong lapho be wrong lela bekungasile goal.
Lebza, they are young referees these, right? You look at Tulani Ngongo, yabo, 14 years old, yabo. So perhaps sometimes it is a bit understandable for a 14-year-old referee to make a mistake. I mean, poor officiating is a golden thread in South African football, not only in the development league, but also in the very pro league. So, I don't know, maybe we can be optimistic and think it will help our pro league. What do you think?
Yeah, no, rebuilders and so like Raha, Mare, eh. Na go bone dumela ka go e tshwantse re level lesson ke itira a go bua nnete ba banyentsa like 14 years old ba banyane thata
young lebu
a re tlhaloganye gore ba dira diphoso mara tse dingwe ntsa la ke manako le rona re gasa monate se ka gone ha ntse re gasa mona ba re sheba that's why ba gone gore ba sa gone ba tabogele le khwele ka bone ba re dite dance safe mo le tlogala go le
Ntsalak Raah.
I think it should be a golden thread of the show, a theme. What are we doing?
Marna go tsedi ka go ema ne tshwantse re shebe sentle
nka botsa maybe lona Majita gore ga re ntse re Raah so and then le officiating le puo what does this do ko di playereng gore mare re tshameka bontle we executing coach's plan according to gore o re file ditaelo yang but then re tsena mo lebale motho o re goga ka loto re ka ibitsa yalo cause na ga nne ke dlala bolo ga re file ana re fela set ne re o re goga ka loto ke imphatele gore ya e tshameka mo makawaneng gore okay now then what's next if go etsagala dilo tse di yang
o itse ba ka tlhole ke utlwa wena ora ba bua ba re o itse keng man awenze kahle abafana laba amatwana abancane so I think ya ba ama le bone ntse la ke gore rutile gore coach Koskarini o itse o tshameke jana ha re tshameka yalo bhala yalla ka jalo ke akanya gore le yone ntse la ke ya ba ama ba tshameki ka gonne ha ke rate man ka mogweleng gore wa dira ka natla o fetsa go dira ka natla di wa di tsameka tsela ga ka jalo a ba tshweletse di coach Thando di workshop di teng o buile a ba di workshop mara go a tshwana ntse la ke o ka ya workshop ngwe sa dire right tshweletsang di coach ba fetu tsameka reference sentle ba ka bona gone gore a gole ka gonne ba ka se gole ntse la ke every time he ba dira sentle phala yalla ba dira sentle phala yalla no
go na le bakatisi ba bangwe tlhele ke ba bona ga letsa phala like especially for the under 13 ga letsa phala ga ilo letsa phala ba a o manya makawana o tla letsa phala a baya a motlhalosetsa gore eng I think le yone ntwe gore o batla go ruta bana gore okay ke leditse phala because go etsagetse so I think yeah inna le that thing ya gore okay all right right tuta ra I think that's why it plays but then o letsa phala then wa tlhakatlhakana ga o fetsa so that thing ya bona gore buisana le ene maybe mo tlhalosetsa ke refile because ga wa tshameka sentle fale le fale ga o tshameka ga wa tshwanela o tshameka so eng then le ene le ka bona le wa khona o bona gore okay no next time ga ka tshwanela go ira so.
So that is that call that was made in the under-17 game. Lots of talks about the officiating, almost 3 episodes now where we've had to speak about it. But for me, I'm going to take more of an optimistic stance. And I'm going to say thank you, Muzi Shangashe, for the race that you've been organizing. I think the youngsters, I think they're trying their very best. And I think there's only room to learn, right? I think as we all truly are here to learn. I'd never anchored a show before. And you sit down and you learn. Right, that's the only way that you learn. So you have to make those bad decisions so that when you ref a Nedbank Cup final one day, you can make the right decisions. So as long as they can take accountability and most importantly learn, because they are our administrators of the game. So we move on though in a good light and we look up to some of the boys that the gents are looking forward to watching then in the next half of the season. We start with the goalies because we didn't get to give them their chance to shine. Lebza, we're not going to go age group wise. I need you guys to just give me off the top of your head your goalkeepers. Bathini is so much no. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Of course. Yeah. Of course. Unozin.
Mutsaradino.
Mutsaradino.
Etlase.
Tiba.
Etlase. Ki itumetse class. School of Excellence. O bogale thata ke striker ra Mothakole. Gona no ngwathi ka jalo go ya ka nna ha ke itse ke na la re ke itumetse class etlase
mina into ngifuna uyibuza kuqala kuLebza ukuthi umthandela ngoba ushaya ama-free kick or umthandela ngoba uyavimba vele
wavimba mna
wamthandela ukuthi wavimba
wavimba
mina ngaze ngimbona vimba
ushaba GDL fingwe
haye uyabamba uqinisile
and coach ubile a le motho tshwantse nne monata wa le goal umnata striker o gona go vimba ha e tshwere kholo dira mole o gona gore nne playmaker le o bugele EPGDL 10
ai asasibukela ngefanayo wena nomuphi unozinti boy
yabona mina konozinti mfethu nginikeze noma imuphi unozinti weRunback AFC but kwamanje angiye kulo usukile waya kuMamela Sundowns Luke Holding umcheck usho kanjani ngifuna uexplain umcheck twimpo
Runback AFC nka tlatsa fela ke ba katiswa ke Shwai Bolters ona le temo 2010 squad ra mo itse gore ke a legend ke ena kwatisa makawana for nna nkare Lwandiso Khadebe SuperSport United the international Lwandiso Khadebe le ga o ka lebella metshameko le gore SuperSport United ba tshamekile ba sena Lwandiso o khona go bona the difference gore le conceding of the goals ga Lwandiso a le teng le ga seyo o khona go bona the difference Lwandiso Khadebe.
Let's go defensive players then. Some of the defensive players that you think you've really enjoyed watching, but you still feel they could do better. Any age groups, let's just play around with it.
Sfiso Mbata, VIP and Shava Nabantu.
Yeah. Shava Nabantu.
VIP and Shava Nabantu, Sfiso Mbata.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mukokos, the international. Twempu kakhulu.
The evergreen Tashil Ragunanan.
Ragunanan.
Yeah, the evergreen. I know. Yeah. For me, He's been the best there.
He's been good, eh?
Yeah.
And then let's go midfield players then. The ones that Fiso really likes. You can see him is sitting in the center. Tandi Sisu, the engineer. Who have you enjoyed orchestrating that engine?
Ngahona ba babedi. Ngahona ba ba two.
You can give me 2. Go with it.
Hey, Liolo Ripa. Super fortunate. Jersey
Yolo
number
Ripa.
72.
Yo, Mpanagiri.
RIP, not rest in peace. Rest in passing.
Rest in passing.
Jersey number 72.
You even know his number, Libs. His numbers go to 1,000.
Yeah, super.
Yeah, 999 lapha ya.
Wait, why? I can't even tell me when I go to na tshwere jersey number 10. Yeah, abana 10, abana 7. Ba go shapa ka 80. Abobedi.
Yeah.
Mphopitsa. Mo tlogele ngapa. Let him cook. Jersey number 80.
Dlala boy.
Master center fethu. Into uyangibulala center. Uyangibulala.
Uthanda bona bonke,
Bathi ngithanda
boy.
bona bonke boy. Ngithanda nonke ma gents but Master center ukhona lapho uGaddafi. Tiyamo Masisi. And ngizochuza Amanda 19 and then nalomshite ngithe mina best player yami Mpocketang. Yabo lawa ama player lawo yabona mase kuthiwa kune squad mhlambe samanda 19 South Africa befa uGaddafi noMpocketang.
Amakasa yafana, kaslami, kaslakho.
Ngithanda nonke bathi.
Ayinaqiniso le.
No, angithi mhlawumbe ukhona lapha ngisazomtshutsheka khona but kwamanje because na izolo bengadlala okay ukuyivikela kwami izolo bedlala i5 nimbonile ngithi umkokosi bengekho so ngiyayivikela bedlala i5 izolo.
Yeah.
Alright.
Na the horare mfe Mphomolepo anytime. The way I operate on that midfield ka thing Mphomolepo a ke a monconya.
Nandine.
No, too much.
MPHO. Superstar. The showstopper. Okay, that's been all good and well. Let's focus maybe then on the teams now that we think have performed decently but could perform better, because off air during one of the breaks then we had the conversation. One of the panelists asked me that I hear you guys are mentioning Sundowns and Chiefs, but what about SuperSport United? Because they have a proper development, and I'm not seeing you guys mention them. What you commentators don't like, Masatanta? What? So maybe just talk us through some of the other teams that you haven't mentioned that you still think untapped potential could really shoot for the stars.
Ntsala ke go simula jalo ka Sevens Academy under 13. Ke go rile ke go ra ke re ba nosa ka mo go ba tshamekang ka teng tsala ke beautiful to watch. Ka jalo Sevens Academy ile bele ka go nna re boa ba go tshameka le Kaizer Chiefs. Ka jalo go ya ka nna thaba se ke se lebeletseng ke le tlhole le ntšhotšo mo ga gongwe ha re simolola gape Sevens Academy.
Fiso.
Give me any team yasekhasi because mina ngiyabelieve kwi-potential yasekhasi. And then guys remember Elite Sports Academy, Katuras Hyper Academy, ne-Athletic, Eastern Athletic. Atletico. Yeah, so mina I believe kakhulu kwi-talent leliya so because basazokhula neresa uyayibheka ukuthi ayikho bad.
Iresa makangitshele
But
team yasekasi or team yavami nanginastini iresa ukuthi kasi or akusikasi mara makasa yafana but
amakasa yafana bomkasana
suburb now rikasi or semi kasi. Or maybe it's a neighborhood. That's what we say in English.
Yeah. Ikasi.
Kasi resa ne.
I think iresa ikasi yabona so ngicabanga iresa because iresa asikazi sakhuluma ukuthi bad asikazi sakhuluma ukuthi good so ba grand but they can ukuthi baqhubeke be like bebe nswempu kakhulu into engiyibonayo le
Go pe wisetsa morago ganyane.
Yeah.
Best striker.
You want to go best striker? We know we've already touched on forwards substantively. We've touched on the forwards.
hypnosis.
Bona
You've missed your guy. I was surprised you've missed your guy, but that's your chance. All right? I was saying the other day that this guy must be Tenolo's dad or something, but apparently his son's name is also Tenolo.
Oh,
so there
no,
must be
it
something
makes
there.
sense. It makes sense.
I was surprised. I had it prepped in my notes that this guy's going to speak of Tenolo, but he just didn't mention
But
it.
the boy is good, guys. I mean, we've seen it, it's evident. So, Keyamo, your question, TS Galaxy refe that TS Galaxy that we know back in the time. Get Sabahor Habaka Kotla Spanner somewhere. Reboni Banale change of personnel go the coaching department. I give you a lesson as you said it to Mare Kenahanore. TS Galaxy, my more limon, more lichen honano.
Tell me something. Fiso asked me this question off air. These guys ask the best questions off air. It's like you must switch the cameras off. Then they'll start doing their work. But he asked me a proper question off air, and he said to me, ETS Galaxy, are they a proper good academy throughout consistently, or do they only rock up when they play against Kaizer Chiefs?
TS Galaxy, they can give us more. You can see Kaizer Chiefs, there's something there. They need just to bring it out. Maybe any other team in the league. Coach Chiefs. Then they must bring out that thing.
Because the question ngibuziso ukuthi iTS Galaxy besiyenza eJimston Stadium against SuperSport. Ubonile from mayisaqala abo goalkeeper benza ama mistakes nan. But then we Chiefs basinika leyo nto. So ngayibuza ukuthi ba good or kanjani. So mina ngibanikeza ichance okamanje. Angibaka ichance ngibabheke kahle manje ngibalandele kahle okamanje ngibanikeza ichance because ngicabanga ukuthi ne team enkulu first team yakhona ukuyibheka emadlana eChiefs.
Yeah. But gents, you guys haven't answered me before we end the show.
Yeah.
You guys don't feel Masatansa because for me, SuperSport United has to always be high up there in the conversation.
Yeah.
I mean, you think of Tapelo Maseko, you think of Sean Ray Campbell, you think of Lucky Muteu. They take these youngsters and they give them the platform. They are a quintessential development academy. I mean, I'm a host, and I think as host, you're not often allowed to give your take. But I think for me, I've enjoyed watching SuperSport United. I think they have loads of potential, and but you guys are not convinced.
But
You guys are not for Utini lives. Yeah, but what?
There's no bad.
Don't say bad.
No, bamnati. Okay, Eric Santabat. Bamnati.
Bamnandi.
You know, akira no really ba leng gore ba go godimo thata.
Yeah.
Se bile go godimo thata ntse like matsantsha a teng mo top 3 mo le ba blind ba producer ntse like fela re lebeletse ba go godimo dimo. Fela mara ba blind ba fetela ba imatsantsha.
Mina mhlawumbe thando ngakwenzela example. Makunengane ezu2 ekhaya ne. Kukhona le buyihluphe nini buye be right bese bakhona lehlala right attention itholakala kuphi kule ngapha so o Chiefs nini bayawina bayadliwa SuperSport consistent hlala right so attention ayikho kakhulu lawa mathima kanjani lawa hlale consistent
I mean SuperSport on the league table they are sitting where we are expecting them to sit.
So attention like usharp man. As umntana right man bazali bakabakunaga. Yabona.
So there you have it, Masatansa Akopitori. So that the gents don't think I Nandi. No, Momnandi Umnandi. And the saying will always be true. My guwe. So that's the episode then in the bag. Number 7 done and dusted. We've had 7 lovely episodes which you can watch on your SuperSport Schools app. It's also available on our YouTube channels as well as on DSTV Catch Up for you to binge on. Those episodes are so much value in each and in every single one of them. But for this one, we thank once again our panelists for coming through. They always come through with the banter, with the jokes, and with the constructive criticism, as well as the man from Rio de Janeiro. Wish him all well with the Copa America currently also taking place. But I think that should be it. Then the Gauteng Development League, of course, will take a break then for almost 2.5 weeks. The boys, enjoy your holiday, well-deserved rest. But we will be back on the 14th of July with that particular broadcast fixture. But until the next one, Kate.
Barakatim Kato. Arabona khwele koti. O bore pa. O fitileng Thando na setsa buile motho etse gore ba tshamekile matshameko ile 30 le bo. Khwele koti. Bona o
hlanganisile lapha phakathi. Sibona ke manje uzama ukuyishaya sibona. Sadat Sefo. Wala ngahla. Hayilalela.
Cards here in dressing room with a plenty of camaraderie as the crowd gets going for College on the far side. Tutuka Mguni again against Makangela. Mguni, yes, Tutuka Mguni! 1-0 to Qatar! 1-0 to Qatar!
Is the Stellenbosch's moment? 3, 2.
Stellenbosch zithatheli zayikhusela inkwesikulu indaba ye-NG Knockout Challenge 2023-2024 baphumelele kuhlela nje ngoku.
Sathi ke manje laphana uthi yakushaya kodwa lebanjwa manje Vex Junior buya nani Diamond shine bright like a diamond Sadat Sefo.